Hey guys, it's Kay from KS Anonymous, and I am back today with another episode of r/Am I the A-hole or r/AITA. AITA for asking my sister to leave the door unlocked while she showers. My sister, 16 female, is over at me, 19 female, and our dad's house to visit for the holidays. Although she says she'll come over more often, I usually see her every 2 or 3 months for a few days, but this is the first time I've seen her in about 4 months, so I'm very happy she's here. The house has 2 bathrooms, my dad's and mine. Mine is kind of also considered the guest bathroom, so when people stay over, like my sister, this is the one they use. My sister likes to take very long showers, like 45 minutes if she's in a rush, and 2 hours if she's taking a normal one long. I usually don't mind it. However, today, about an hour into her shower, I really had to use the bathroom to change my pad because TMI, I felt myself starting to bleed really heavily and I was worried I was going to bleed through it or stain my jeans or something. I usually keep a pad in my purse, but I used the only one I had in there earlier when I was picking her up from the house. Thus, all of them were now under my bathroom sink. I tried to wait for like maybe 10 minutes, but I got nervous and knocked on her door and asked if she was almost done. She got irritated and told me to leave her alone, and that she was. So I tried waiting a little more, only like 5 minutes this time, but I knocked again and said it was an emergency and if I could come in real quick to get a pad. She said that the door was locked and I asked if she could unlock it. The shower curtain isn't see-through, so if she got out, unlocked the door, and went back in the shower, I could get one real quick and then change out in our dad's bathroom without seeing her. I heard her stop the shower water then though, and she opened the door with a towel on, and was pretty upset for interrupting her shower and making her get out to unlock the door. I apologized and asked if in the future she can just leave the door unlocked, and in emergencies I can just come and get one real quick without disturbing her. She got mad at me and said that was a gross thing to ask her, and then went to her room. I feel really bad upsetting her and making her feel uncomfortable. I'll probably just start keeping pads in my room since I know my dad would never want them in his bathroom, but I wanted to know if I'm the a-hole for asking. Edit. Some things for clarification. Comments on me and my sister being comfortable around each other. We grew up literally showering together. However, as we grew older, she started sheltering herself more in this area, wanting to change in a different room, locking the bathroom, etc. It wasn't like a sudden change, it just slowly happened, and that's okay. I've never asked to breach this boundary until today, but her reaction of calling it gross was unexpected and sort of hurtful. Comments on not keeping pads in our dad's bathroom. I've said this in a few comments, but our dad does not like feminine hygiene products. He hates when I have them out, refuses to get them for me, even if he's already at the store. I think being in the aisle embarrasses him. And he has gone so far to kind of ban me from using tampons. I'm not sure why he's like this, but I know it would make him upset if I kept pads in his bathroom. Another piece of relevant information is my bathroom is in the hall, while his is literally in his room, which is why mine is the one she uses. Comments on why my sister is taking so long in the shower. I'm not sure. I know she had a ton of thick and curly hair, and she spends a great amount of time caring for it. Aside from that, I'm not sure. I don't know if she does more personal things in the shower, but ultimately that's not my business, and it does feel kind of weird having strangers talk about my minor sister doing those things. It might be true, but still, please don't make weird comments about it. Okay, so first of all, definitely agree. It is kind of weird that y'all are making, well, weird comments about someone's minor sister and what she may or may not be doing in the shower. That's rather personal. I will say though, if she's got the curly hair that she's talking about, I've recently learned a lot about how people take care of their curly hair, and it is no joke, like at least an hour-long process just for the hair. So who knows, it really might just be that. I don't know. Again, it's really not our business. As someone who has an older sister, I would not be bothered having my older sister at least be like knocking on the door saying, hey, I need to come in for a minute, or even I'm sorry, I really got to use the bathroom, like there's not really another option. What is she gonna do? Like, you're the one being kind of a guest in this situation, and even not, I understand when there's, bathroom situations, I gotta get in the bathroom, there's really not an option right now. So I don't understand why it's a big deal as long as the shower curtain isn't see-through like she said. I've been over to my sister's house when she first got married and everything, and it'd just be like me and her, or me and her and her kids later on. And if she had to use the bathroom while I was in the shower, that was fine. We just knocked on the door, let each other know, and nobody really breached any real privacy issues or anything. But like them, we grew up together. That's what siblings do sometimes. When we're little, we take showers in the same shower. It's not a big deal. I don't understand why she's so angry about it, but she's also 16, so that is something to keep in mind. As for the actual question, are you the a-hole for asking? I really don't think so. AITA for humiliating my little sister by making her publicly admit the texts she sent to my husband were from her. I left my husband a month ago. It pretty much has turned my life into a crap show, and if I get a divorce, I'm sure my family are going to disown me. My little sister, she's 19, was very worried that she wouldn't be allowed to talk to me anymore, so she decided to take my phone last week and beg my husband to give me a second chance through texts. He didn't even reply, and I had no idea until Saturday when we both ended up at the same party of a mutual family friend. I only found out because he told me to ask him in person and he would consider giving me a second chance. It made it seem like I was begging for him back to my dad. I was confused and angry, so I was ranting to my older sister. She knew what my little sister had done and told me. I was furious, so I told my little sister to go and admit to him that she sent those texts. I went with her and she confessed to him in front of a group of people since he wouldn't agree to speak privately. My sister hid for the rest of the party and my husband said what I did was cruel. My little sister hasn't spoken to me since. AITA? I think this situation is really difficult because of how the connection between you leaving your husband and your sister potentially not being able to speak with you are connected in that way. I understand why you feel it would be important for him to know that, no, I was not the one who sent you those texts, so you didn't look like you did it, but then you were lying and everything. But I can also understand why that would be really embarrassing for your sister and upsetting when, if this is the case, she was doing that to be able to basically preserve your relationship in a very naive attempt. Yes, she's 19, but when you're older, you start to realize how young 19 really is. And it was misguided. I don't know that you're the a-hole, but I don't know. It's kind of difficult because of how old she is. She should know better. But then again, she's 19. This is hard. I don't know. I feel like your ex sounds like a douche canoe. Maybe you should have just taken the high road and been like, yeah, well, it wasn't me that sent those. You can go away and I'm not interested in you. What do you guys think on this one? AITA for putting extra salt in my sister-in-law's food. Throwaway account. I, female 34, have a sister-in-law, female 25. Let's call her H. She has been together with my brother, J, male 32, for 3 years now. We were born in Europe, but originally from the Middle East. H is born and raised in Europe. Our religion and part of our culture is different from hers, but we didn't mind because she's a nice girl and we are open-minded. She really tries her best to please my brother in every way. She's learning Arabic, asking about the culture, and lately she started looking up recipes from our country too. My brother is very happy with everything she does, and if he's happy, then we are too. Last week, they came to visit our whole family for lunch. Our family is pretty big, with many cousins, kids, brothers, sisters, parents, and grandparents. Most of them were there. H made a meal which is really popular from the country we're originally from. Everyone was amazed by it. She left it in the kitchen with all the other dishes for later. Well, to be fair, I've been cooking since I was 14 years old, and I'm a pretty good cook too. I was interested in how her food tasted, so I tried it. It wasn't bad, but I thought maybe I could fix it up with a little salt and spices. When we served the food for lunch, everyone complimented H about the dish and how well she's done it. Here's where I might be the a-hole. I told in front of everyone that I fixed the food up with some salt and spices. Jay got very angry and started to argue with me in front of everyone. He told me there's nothing wrong with H's meal and I shouldn't be disrespectful. But I believe in constructive criticism and I was trying to help her learn. After they've gone and I saw H crying in the car, My family told me I was an a-hole and embarrassed our guest. I feel pretty bad. AITA? Edit. Okay, so I see everyone thinks I'm the a-hole, but just to clear things up, I didn't say it in a bad way. I told her I tried it myself, and for the first try, it tasted really good, but I thought it could use some salt and spices, so I put some more if you don't mind. Next time, it'll be even better. And I didn't want to steal the spotlight, I just wanted to be honest. Edit 2. I apologized the next day, and I told her it's a misunderstanding, but my brother can't let this go. Update. Thank you for all your comments and all the criticism, even though it was hard to admit at first, but I really messed up. After my post, I started to think things through and had a long conversation with my grandparents. A lot of trauma unfolded, and I realized why I was being like this with my sister-in-law. When I was around her age, I had a similar personality to her. Shy, kind to everyone, always smiling and being very positive. Then bad things happened, and I started to change. I became this anxious, negative person who I am today. When she became part of the family, I realized how she was, and then I thought she needs to toughen up. I saw my old self in her and thought if she will stay like this, she'll get hurt. It was something in my subconscious. I didn't even think how toxic I am actually being to her. I hurt her, hurt my brother, and embarrassed my family. I wanted to fix things, apologize, and make sure nothing like this happens again. So I invited her over for lunch. Thankfully, she said yes. I looked up some recipes from her country and got to cooking. When she arrived, the food was ready. She tasted it and jokingly said, "It could use some salt and spices." Oh my lord, I deserved that. Then we had a conversation about our issues and cried. It was so wholesome. We promised each other we will cook something together every weekend. Then we went to my parents' house, and almost everyone was there who came to visit last time. I've apologized from the ones I've hurt and promised nothing like this will ever happen again. They forgave me. We had a good time after, lots of laughs, tea, and food. Before they left, I pulled my brother to the side and gave him my phone with a confirmation email. I rented the most romantic place ever for him and my sister-in-law to go and celebrate Christmas together. We will decorate the place with Jay in the next few days. And finally, I've decided to go to therapy and work on my issues, for the sake of myself and my family too. These days were intense, and this was a huge wake-up call. One thing is for sure, I wouldn't want to lose the ones I love the most. Thank you, Reddit. I'm glad this had such a wholesome ending to it, and that the person here really kind of understood what was going on and even got down to so much of the core of why they acted the way that they did. And I think really at the end of the day, it helped her and her sister-in-law bond, which I think was awesome. As for whether I thought they were the a-hole in the beginning, I would say, yeah, that's really not something you want to say to someone like in front of everyone. I could understand maybe if when everyone was gone or you pulled her to the side and you're like, I may have added some stuff. I'm sorry. I was just thinking I wanted, your stuff to taste really good when you gave it to everybody. Here's some of my advice, what I would do. I didn't want to ruin your thing. I'm sorry if I overstepped. If that was the case, I think it would have been totally fine. But it was telling everyone, or basically telling everyone, saying it in front of everyone. I don't think that's the best way to go. I'm just really glad that this ended the way it did. And I don't know, I think it's really sweet. I really like how they mended things with their family. And it's really nice to be able to read some of these types of things where people actually work through things instead of just kind of dump it and leave it. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and drop a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Really quickly, I'd like to thank my patrons. Up on the screen, you should see my face palmers and my crazy K's. Thank you so much for supporting me in the way that you do. If you are interested in becoming a patron, checking out the original posts from today's video, or sending me an email for possible inclusion in a future video, all of that information is in the description box, so be sure to check it out. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!